He's well known and outspoken, and now Dr. David Fisman has resigned from the Ontario COVID-19 Science Advisory Table. The reason, he alleges political influence on the table. Dr. Fisman posted his resignation letter to Twitter earlier today, which reads in part, "More recently, I find myself increasingly uncomfortable with the degree to which political considerations appear to be driving outputs from the tables, or at least to the degree to which these outputs are shared in a transparent manner with the public. I do not wish to remain in this uncomfortable position, where I must choose between placid relations with colleagues on the one hand and the necessity of speaking the truth during a public health crisis on the other." The table's scientific director, Dr. Peter Uni, says it's unfortunate Dr. Fisman is leaving. He adds his experience is completely different.
I'm not aware of any political pressure whatsoever in this current situation, nor have I been personally, since I took over as the scientific director of the table, been under any political pressure ever since the beginning.
Over the weekend, Fisman also alleged on Twitter that the table was sitting on important modeling work that projects a grim fall, a charge the table says isn't true.
A model, if this is about that, coming from an independent scientist who is not part of the table, I get models relatively regularly of people just sending me their model outputs. Models are being, being updated right now, and our colleagues are working on that in the background right now. This is forthcoming.
Ryerson University professor Thomas Tenkate says people leave committees all the time when there's a difference in opinion. It isn't unusual. He also says he isn't surprised by Fisman's accusations.
Any advisory table that is a science advisory table really sort of understands going in, anyone who's a member goes into that knowing, well, we're going to put our opinions forward as scientists, but what the actual outcome is and what the final decision is, has a range of other considerations.
Do you think the public will now lose its trust in the table?
I don't think the public should lose trust in the table from the perspective that they've provided a lot of great scientific and public health advice for quite a long time. I'm sure that they will still continue to do that. I'm sure that there will be some people who will lose some faith in the system. But overall, what I'd say is that the system, the science table has provided great advice up until now.
As for why we haven't seen any updates from the science table, Dr. Uni says it's because the table is made up of volunteers who are currently on summer break. We also reached out to Dr. Fisman regarding his resignation but did not hear back. However, he did post on his Twitter to all journalists that he has nothing further to add besides what he has posted online. For City News, I'm Aliha Sheikh.